everyone, Ken's Wild here with Wild Child Horsemanship, and welcome back to my channel.
A little ponytail girl grown up to be a woman, now she's gone in a blink of an eye. She left the suds in a bucket and her clothes hanging out on the line.
So this YouTube video is going to mark the beginning of a new series called Rocky's Recovery. So Rocky is a horse that I have been training for the past 2 years now. He is young, he is not under saddle, but I have spent the past few years working with him on like desensitization and groundwork and just all kinds of other things like that, right? And so I've known his owners for quite some time. And the other day, Rocky got into a really bad accident. So he was in a stall and snow fell off the roof of the barn, and he proceeded to jump over the fence and somehow impale himself on a T-post. And it's not great. Trigger warning, these pictures are pretty graphic. So Rocky's owners rushed him straight to the vet. They called me, they called a few other people as well. We all went to go and visit him. And so Rocky has like no control of his hind leg, right? When he walks, he just drags it. And so as we were speaking with the vet at Aspen Veterinary Clinic, you guys are awesome, wonderful people. But as we were speaking with the vet, she did mention that there is hope for recovery. It's going to be a very long, painful recovery process, but there is hope for recovery. And so his owners are going to give him their best shot. They're going to try and rehab him, try and help him just at least get sound again, right? They don't really care if he's ever rideable because he is still young, he's 2. So they don't really care if he's rideable. They just want him to be safe, sound, and healthy. And so I thought, with their permission, that this would be a wonderful idea to kind of turn this into like a video series to show you guys rehabbing the situation, because it is a very gruesome, horrific injury, and one that most people wouldn't think the horse would come back from. And so we're very early on in this, and maybe he won't come back from it, but maybe he will. And so either way, this is a very good educational process for you guys. And again, just an experience that you guys may or may not get to see very often. It's one that I for sure have not dealt with before. And where there's a will, there's a way, and there's always time to learn something. And so I feel like this is going to be a cool little video series, just recovering and trying to rehab Rocky. Rocky has been at Aspen Veterinary Clinic in Flagstaff for about a week now, and so today I'm going to head up there, go and visit Rocky, speak with his owner some more, and just kind of see where we're going from here in his recovery and rehabbing process. So let's get started. So while I have a pretty decent truck, it is not 4-wheel drive, and so with all of the snow, it's not going to make it to my client's house. So I am parked at a local campground. She's going to come and pick me up. We're going to go over to her place real quick and then head up to the vet.
Did you move your bucket? He did. I came in, it was thrown over here.
So when we arrived at the vet, Rocky was taking a nap. Everyone is very shocked. He's able to get up and down, but we're not complaining. So when he walks, he basically knuckles that hoof over, right? He's unable to control that leg. And so what we have is we have this shoe, we've got a little connector, and then we have a bike inner tube underneath a shit ton of fucking vet wrap. And this goes literally all the way up his leg. And so what this is doing is this kind of holding his hoof in place and kind of guiding him in how he's supposed to walk so that he doesn't drag it as much, because we don't want to damage the fetlock as well. The reason why he has absolutely no control is because when he was impaled by the T-post in his hip, it literally caused a shit ton of nerve damage, and so he can't really control his leg very well. This splint type thing that we have created isn't necessarily for the hip, but it's a way to kind of guide his leg, prevent further damage, and hopefully retrain the nerves and the muscles to function properly. Rocky eventually did stand up for us, and as you can see, it is a very painful process. He's very slow at it, which is to be expected due to the nature of this injury and the trauma that occurred through the accident. Seeing the splint in action as he goes to take a step, it essentially just holds that hoof up so that he's not dragging it on the ground. Rocky's owner, Jamie, and I just spent the next several hours loving him, giving him attention, being there for him. Because Rocky has known us for quite some time, being able to be there and visit him shows him that there are familiar people there, that we didn't just abandon him at some random ass vet's office, because we've known him since he was a baby. He's known the vets just about as long as he's been here, and that hasn't been very long. And so we're just here to love him and support him. Not to mention this is a really difficult thing for both Jamie and I, and his other owner, Glenn, Jamie's husband. This is a difficult thing for all of us, and so being able to be there and support him helps us just as much as it helps him. After quite a while of just giving Rocky lots of love and attention, we gave him a few more treats and kisses before headed out. You can see again, we're trying to encourage a little bit of movement, not a lot, but he honestly just tends to pivot on that hind leg more than he steps on it. Again, this is going to be a very long recovery process. This is not going to happen overnight. And so then we just left the vet's office. Again, huge shout out to Aspen Veterinary Clinic in Flagstaff, Arizona. We do not know where we would be without you guys. So this right here is Rocky's sister, Luna. Him and Luna are like literally full siblings, have the same parents and everything. And so Luna is another horse that I've also been working with since she was quite young. I've gotten her under saddle and a bunch of other things. She's another really sweet, really awesome horse. So I hope you guys all enjoyed the first video in the Rocky's recovery series. I do not know how frequent these episodes are going to be because this is going to be a very long, very lengthy recovery process. This is not something that's going to happen overnight. I know that I'm going to be up there quite frequently. They're not like far from me, but I'm going to be up at the vet and at their property quite frequently helping out. There's also discussion of him potentially coming to my barn so that we can continue to further rehab him and keep a close eye on him because I do live with a vet. So we're kind of just like making some plans, some ideas right now. As a horse trainer, I know that I'm just there to kind of help Rocky with behavioral issues, but at the same time too, you know, I'm close to this horse, you know, I've known him since he was a baby, and I feel like a lot of trainers, once that session is over, they just don't care, right? It's like, oh, well, that training session is over, I'm done. And, you know, every horse that has ever come into my program or that I have worked with is a part of my family, and I will bend over backwards to make sure that these horses are taken care of, even though they're not my horse. And so I want to be here to support Rocky and his owners throughout this entire processes. This is not easy for anyone. It's not easy for Rocky. It's not easy for his owners. And so however I can help and however I can just be there to support him, I feel like is the best that I can do as a trainer. So anyway, if you've not already, please hit the red subscribe button. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and podcasts available wherever you listen to podcasts. And stay strong, stay true, stay wild, and we'll see you all next time.